Hello, friends. I welcome you to the lesson The Discovery, which is a play written by Herman Auld. In this part, I would like to set the context of the play, followed by introduction to the characters involved in the play, how the scene opens, and little bit of the play. In the next part, I will continue from wherever I left in the current part. The situation is like this. Harmonald's play, The Discovery, describes the events that takes place on the last night of Christopher Columbus's sailing expedition to search for a sea route to India. This play takes place inside the ship Santa Maria. Let us see the layout of a ship from layman's point of view. A ship has in the middle a pole called mainmast, and similarly in the left hand side you may be watching the bowsprit. So there also there is one more called foremast, which is uh, towards the forward, and at the rear side, the back side, there is a poop, and near the poop is a quarter deck. So quarter deck is a deck where people like officers and of that kind of rank will stay there, and there is general decks where other people can stay. So this is important thing that we need to know about a ship. So this diagram is the replica of the Santa Maria ship. So this is still there somewhere in Spain. So the important characters for this player, um, number one, Christopher Columbus. He is captain of the ship. Ship name is Santa Maria. There is another person called Pedro Gutierrez. This Pedro Gutierrez is an officer. He takes care of lot of things, including drawing room. So the next character is Pepe. He is a page boy. He is a male servant. And we have two seamen. One is Francisco, and other is Guillermo Ayres. The other two seamen are Diego Garcia and Juan Patino. These pictures are not exactly of Diego Garcia or Juan Patino. These are all just for indication purposes given. Let me give you a brief summary of this play. Harmonald's play, The Discovery, it describes the events that happened at the last night of Christopher Columbus' sailing expedition to search for a sea route to Asia. This play takes place inside the ship Santa Maria. The crew seems restless at the beginning, as they already spent around 2 months on board, so they were definitely restless, all the crew members. They wanted to go back to Spain and becomes eager for a fight as they play unfolds. So basically, they are restless and they don't like to continue the travel. Okay, so they want to come back to Spain, and they were in that kind of mode. They want to fight with the captain. Hey, let's go back, kind of thing. The autocratic attitude of Columbus and absence of sympathy for the complaints raised by the crew members led to a situation which is close to mutiny. Uh, However, destiny has decided to bring success to Columbus and crown his efforts with the discovery of a land that is still not colonized. Columbus, as a person, is quite authoritative in nature and a strict disciplinarian. He is adventurous and takes any kind of challenges. The play conveys the strength of this great explorer. So let us see how the scene opens. Basically, it happens on board the Santa Maria. Time is October 11, 1492, and must be night. Christopher Columbus first saw the light of the New World on the night of 11th October 1492. Before he could achieve this great feat, he was often at open defiance with his crew. Based on this, the play builds up a conflict of great imagination. Read the play of Herman Hall to see how this conflict is resolved. Okay, so this is what was given in the textbook. I have copied as it is. Yes, definitely. So it is a conflict between his crew members and him because they were frustrated almost 2 months of on board. So they were restless. So they wanted to go back to Spain because they could not see any other land. At that time, how it went to a mutiny stage and how Columbus resolved. So there's a good amount of conflict and the imagination of the writer looks great here. So let us come back with the actual play shortly. When the scene opens, the song of seamen is heard. Okay, it is heard like a murmur, not very easy to distinguish. But what they were what they were singing was like this. Here is a keg of rum to kingdom come. Here is a mini barrel of rum, a drum of rum, for the kingdom that is yet to be found, to kingdom come. So they are discovering basically. The devil laughs. So they are pointing someone to be the devil here. Let us see who is that later. But God is unwilling to speak or act. So they are saying there is someone probably who are controlling them, and but God is unwilling to speak. So it's a kind of devastation. So God is not helping, and devil is laughing. So this kind of frustration or devastation is indicated with this semen. Let us see what is that frustration or devastation as the play progresses. After hearing to the murmur, Ivan Patino is speaking now. He is a seaman. They ought to stop that. So he is saying they have to stop that. The captain is always furious when he hears it. So there must be some instances that during which when he heard Captain Columbus must have got furious. So this is what is Ivan Patino is feeling at the moment. So let us see what Diago responds to it. Shall not we even sing to keep our spirits? Huh? So Diago says that shall not we even sing to keep ourselves happy? To motivated to stay for such a long time. So they attend with assumed acidity to the rigging. So they are pretending as though they are doing the rigging. So rigging is an action in the you can compare it to kind of driving in car or bus somewhere like that. Pedro Gutierrez comes in. So Pedro Gutierrez officer comes in. He is somewhat surprised when he sees the others. So when he see some people there, so he was surprised. So let us see how this progresses. So Pedro Gutierrez comes in. Who is that? So he speaks with authority. Um, Diago, looking at Pedro, rising. So Pedro is an officer, so he has to, obey the protocol. So he is getting up and says, Diago Garcia and Ivan Patino, sir. So he responds to Pedro. Pedro, inclined to be communicative, meaning he wants to continue the talking that is going on. He says, it's dark, I would welcome the moon. So this was Pedro says. Diago, as a response to that, says, aye, aye, Don Pedro. Yes, yes, Don Pedro. Some of us would welcome the coast of Spain still more. So, since as you are welcoming the moon, we are welcoming the coast of Spain. So here Diago shows his frustration, and he wants to see the Spain coast, not the unknown yet to come kind of coast. So his frustration is started growing. Pedro now pumping, meaning encouraging Diago. Impatient Diago, So, are you impatient? So, Diego is asking Diego. So, Diego, with little roughness in his voice, says, "There are limits to patience, sir." So, again, he shows his unhappiness and frustration. Basically, the frustration in all the seamen is, they have already traveled 2 months, and they don't want to continue, so they want to go back. Pedro, humoring Diego, says, "And have reached them, eh?" Meaning, have you reached your patience limit? So then Diego says, "We are like bats trying to fly by day. It's time he give way." So this is very important point. It is time he give way. So he here is Columbus, Captain Columbus. So this guy is not happy with Diego. Is not happy with Mr. Columbus. Why should one man have the lives of 50 in his hands? So he is saying there are 50 members on the crew on board Santa Maria. So, but why only Columbus need to decide about the continuation of the journey? So why should not we go back? So this kind of very intense frustration is seen with Mr. Diego Garcia. So Pedro, he senses something and with authority he speaks. "I hope we are not entertaining mutinous thoughts, Diego." So he says that revolt kind of thoughts are not entertained by him. So that's what Pedro is saying to Diego. Diego says, "Mutiny is an ugly word, sir." Then Pedro says, "And an uglier deed. So if you do it, it's a bad work also. So don't do that." So kind of warning he is trying to give to Diego. So shortly, I am coming back with the complete play. A Kannada translation of the same is also available. So please watch. Thank you.